In the end, it wasn't even close. Poilievre is the new leader of the Conservative Party.
Before Carney was leader of the Liberals, Pierre Poilievre was on top of the world.
After Chrystia Freeland's shocking resignation, some Liberal MPs have reignited their calls for Justin Trudeau to step aside.
You'd be completely hard-pressed to find anyone in this country who thought the election wasn't an inevitability. But that completely changed when one man decided to throw his hat in the ring.
Welcome, sir.
My candidacy, leader of the Liberal
MPs have thrown their support behind the form.
I seem to be the choice of many of the Liberal MPs.
In first place, the next Prime Minister of Canada.
New era under a new leader.
For the first time since 2021, the federal Liberals are leading against the Conservatives. They have overturned a 26-point deficit.
And since then, it's been a bloodbath for the Conservatives. With Pierre's personal numbers with the French and female vote and favorability ratings broadly plummeting, and the Liberals seeing a rally round the flag effect, not just for the broader Canadian left, but for what seems like the entire country, it's had a few Tories asking why. Why is Mark Carney surging in the polls? Which is a question I, along with everyone else, think they have the answers for. I put out a tweet the other day saying this: what I really love about Carney is his ability to do orange NDP shit in a red Tory way that somehow has made both moderates and New Democrats happy in a way that genuinely fills me with optimism and the ideal that pragmatism can be actually successful in politics. My political ideology is a lot. If you're on the right, you might understand me as a classical liberal. If you're on the left, you might understand me as a social democrat. But besides all of that, I am a huge pragmatist. I am in politics because I want the greatest amount of happiness for the greatest amount of people. I just want to make people's lives better. Everything after that is meaningless to me. So it's safe to say I'm quite happy with Mark Carney being leader of the Liberal Party. But there is this notion I disagree with, that Mark Carney is basically a progressive conservative. And I really don't like that. I definitely understand why people think that. But Mark Carney has been a big champion for the fight against wealth inequality for a while now, praising Occupy Wall Street and having talks about how bad global wealth inequality is getting, and also constantly talking about how it's horrible that banks can be too big to fail, but individuals and people can't. Which, if anything, would make you think he is more aligned with the Liberals or maybe even the NDP. But he understands that bailing out the banks was absolutely the right thing to do, and without doing so, just would have been really bad for the economy. So after the 2008 financial crisis, he worked on the Financial Stability Board on something called Basel III. I know this is getting boring, please stay with me. What these are is a series of banking and financial regulations that were worked on and are now being placed on banks that make them more conservative in their investments, less likely to deceive people, or as we might call it, fraud, and less likely to create a catastrophe, and not allowing them to create the fucking Beyond Meat equivalent of an investment. Me, Mark Carney, and maybe an NDP person might have the exact same values, but he does things that just work and gets shit done to actually help people. I'm chill with literally everyone politically, except tankies. Fuck you, you communist bootlickers. Slava Ukraine. But something I really don't like about the far left it's just how fucking lazy they are sometimes and how they get nothing done. Nick Fuentes is a person who's like banned from fucking life. I don't know how that person even fucking lives. And he is still more politically active than fucking Hassan. AFPAC was a huge thing for a while. And he was actually at the attempted coup on January 6th. Love him or hate him, you do have to respect the grind set to hating Jews with generational levels of anti-Semitism. But if Mark saw Hassan Piker, he would fucking throw up, bro. If Hitler saw Fuentes, he too would throw up, but that's only after he learned his last name. Can you imagine if Prime Hassan Abi, a few years back with his millions of fans and still brand safe appeal, was as active and hardworking as Nick Fuentes politically? That man could get Trotsky's dead fucking corpse elected. Sometimes I think leftists care too much about how something is done rather than actually getting something done. Leftists love high-speed rail, but it's not a fucking coincidence that California looks like this, and the guy who was known for getting the trains to run on time looks like fucking this. And that is one of the reasons I love Mark Carney. I think progressives can actually tell that Mark Carney is a progressive and does have NDP values, which is why they've been breaking in spades for him. But he just has a way about him that allows for the odd progressive conservative or moderate to come his way, which is leaving the conservatives completely rudderless. They can't decide if they want to paint him as a WEF puppet communist who wants to take all your money or a person who is stealing all of Pierre's good ideas. It can't be both. When they run an ad saying he's a radical and then run an ad saying he's stealing all of the Tories' good ideas, they've essentially wasted their fucking time and money. If you're gonna do reputation destruction as your main political strategy, running ads all about how horrible he is, then you actually have to do damage to his reputation. Not just create noise and get your message out, even when you don't know what your message is. Reputation destruction works when someone thinks of someone's name and boom, something bad pops up. And to do that, you have to give them something. Otherwise, just blindly attacking your opponent, who is currently the prime minister, just looks like you're attacking the prime minister and therefore this country. And doing this, when there's been a massive rally around the flag effect going on, where people are willing to set aside like all differences to defend each other, is beyond stupid. Which the liberals have perfectly executed on. When I tell you elbows up, which started as a rallying cry from Mike Myers, someone who was completely apolitical, which party do you think of? When I tell you Canada strong, what party do you think of? Of course, the Liberals. But the Conservatives just let the fucking Liberals absolutely yoink that shit from them, which is the stupidest thing to do. While they let the Liberals steal the flag, the only thing they were doing is talking about how sad and pathetic it is for Canada that Parliament isn't even open, and how disgraceful it is that we don't even have an open Parliament to help Canadians, which is ridiculous because out of these two bills, which one do you think the Conservatives were going to pick? And I think this is a critical example of why you can't only play offense. The Conservatives were only playing offense, and so when Capture the Flag rolled up in the rotation and they had the flag, they were like dogs reaching a fucking mailman. They didn't know what to do. How do you play offense when you don't even know who your target is? Why would you play offense when you don't even know who your target is? Now would have been the perfect time to build up their defense, stay strong and fortify. But they didn't. But don't worry, guys. The Conservatives have an ace up their sleeve, a brand new slogan to catapult them back to the top. It's, are y'all stupid? Number one, this is the worst video I've ever seen. For all the talk from Conservatives bitching about liberal arts degrees, they could sure use some fucking people who know to use a camera. Who the fuck saw this shot where Pierre looks like he's a 5-year-old peeking over the kitchen counter because his mom made cookies and said, that looks about right for a leader I want to make look like as strong and capable? How do you have no one who knows how to work a fucking camera? And why the fuck does he look like that? Did fucking Epic Games drop the Skinwalker variant of Pierre Poilievre? Why the fuck does he look like this? And we do need to mention the elephant in the room. Why, when everyone in this country hates Trump, would you make your fucking slogan the exact slogan Trump is known to fucking use, but just swapping America with Canada? My guy, what the fuck were you thinking? This is a generational level fuck up that makes everyone think of you and Trump. Your whole shtick is trying to reputation destroy the liberal candidate, making sure that whenever they think of them, they think of something bad. This single-handedly does that for you. What the fuck does this do besides make people think of Trump when they think of you, bro? You're a fucking moron. And honestly, I don't even fucking blame people for thinking about this way like you, considering what you have and Danielle Smith have been fucking saying. Danielle Smith is genuinely becoming federal Canadian political suicide. And someone Pierre Poilievre failed to denounce, by the way, for saying that if Mark Carney didn't cave to a bunch of demands for oil, she would have a referendum on leaving Canada. Bitch, are you stupid? And the Liberals are, of course, like, astutely milking this for everything it's worth. So much so that after Danielle said one of the most treasonous things ever.
Posture, and it seems to be benefiting the Liberals right now. So I would hope that we could put things on pause. This is what I've told administration officials. Let's just put things on pause so we can get through an election.
Which alone, besides the thing I talked about in my last video, should genuinely be enough to put you in fucking jail. And of course, again, something Pierre failed to denounce, the Liberals are now making jokes about how they should pay to fly out Danielle Smith to campaign for Pierre. My guy, what are you doing? It really does seem like 20% of Conservatives want to be American. And Pierre, bro, I hate to tell you this now. You can piss them off. They're not going to vote for the PPC, my guy. Well, I mean, not until recently. They'd still vote for you, and you could keep so much more of your centrist appeal. Well, maybe they'd vote for you before this shit. CSIS alleges India organized support for Poilievre's 2022 Conservative leadership bid. This is fucking horrible. This is really bad. Now, nowhere in this article does it imply that Pierre Poilievre knew of this. Because of course he didn't know about this, because he doesn't have his fucking security clearance! But of course, meat-riding conservative YouTubers were quick to try and destroy the reputation of the Globe and Mail, which isn't just one of the most factual news agencies, known for having highly factual reporting, but is also known for being on the center-right. Bro, really? This guy fucking lied about this paper so he could defend his weird fucking cult leader. Because if you can't refute anything that they say, just result to fucking horrible reputation destruction, which is genuinely disgusting. I hate when reputation destruction is used by whiny SJWs, and I really hate when reputation destruction is used by even whinier conservatives. Well, anyways, what were his claims?
CSIS alleges India organized support for Poilievre's 2022 conservative leadership bid, and they drudge up history to make it and try to repackage it as if it's new to try and drum up fear about Poilievre being an agent of election interference, that he somehow is an illegitimate leader. They tried to do that yesterday. that actually happened. And we broke it. We talked about it. We broke it down of how it's been happening yesterday's video.
No. You can't trust them. You can only trust me. No. Be dependent on me. You can't trust anyone else but me. This is what fucking abusive people do, by the way. For even 1 second, does he read the article on video? Does he even read it but give weird commentary while he does it to imprint what he thinks on you? No, because fucking conservatives lie. They fucking lie like they drink water. And just so we're all on the up and up, I'll link this guy's video in the description. I encourage you to watch the whole thing and form your own opinions. But then if you keep going into the video, it gets even worse, and he starts talking about Ruby fucking Dalla. My queen! Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, this weird type of baseless speculation isn't news, it isn't journalism, it's fucking horrible. Typically speaking, for something to be good journalism, you have to have something called proof. I know, it's really tricky. Anyway, making baseless speculations about the Liberals and Ruby Dalla isn't anything that should have anyone genuinely fucking listening to it. Because you have no proof of any coercion, no actual proof of any secret plan for anything. If you want to claim a whole bunch of weird shit like this, that's fine. Just give some fucking evidence, do some reporting, do your fucking job. However, the Globe and Mail, which you so fucking impishly slandered, you coward, does have proof. The entire article is based on a secret interview done with someone privy to this information who isn't allowed to share it publicly. There is actually something there. I fucking hate that all Canadian conservatives feel like it's okay to lie right now. But they feel like they can because of Pierre Poilievre constantly lying. Pierre still won't stop lying even as his poll numbers are cratering, and he knows that people in the important province of Quebec find his style irritating. He only knows one thing. It's lie, attack. The other day, Pierre released this documentary talking about the canary or Carney in the coal mine, trying to make it seem like Mark Carney is this horrible person who denied healthcare to a whole bunch of hardworking coal miners, and he's full of shit. Now, these people do genuinely have problems, and I hope they get the healthcare they deserve, but their healthcare was through Brookfield. Mark Carney was on the board of directors and managed 2 funds for Brookfield Asset Management. So he had literally absolutely nothing to fucking do with this shit. I don't know why. Conservatives still don't get it. They can't keep running their campaign like it's 4 months ago. This is fucking horrible. Let alone the fact that this type of vile fucking lying and reputation destruction could genuinely get you sued in this country. This constant like attack, it just doesn't fucking work right now. But they don't get it. Because deep down, they know Mark Carney is just a really cool, good guy who is doing really cool, good things. And anyone who believes otherwise just think so because of lies that Pierre Poilievre have told them. Jesus Christ, just this day, Mark Carney and Donald Trump had a phone call, and fucking everything is completely different now. Donald Trump talked about Canada like we're an actual fucking country. And when talking about how countries have been ripping them off, he explicitly said, not Canada. I have no fucking clue what Mark Carney said to Trump in that one phone call, but the fact that Donald Trump has completely shifted his tone and changed up his energy is fucking outrageous. Pierre Poilievre is one of the most genuinely dishonest people possible. I have no want or respect for this man. A person who is nothing but a mean bully and someone who deserves to go down as one of the biggest political flops ever. He hands down has to be running the worst campaign in all of Canada right now. Did someone say run the worst fucking campaign in Canada right? Yo, it's Jagmeet! Yo, what's poppin', guys? What's poppin'? Somehow, some way, Jagmeet has run the actually worst fucking campaign in Canadian history. He ran a supply and confidence deal for years, taking half of the blame and pushback for everything the Liberals did. Meaning he got all the downsides of working with the Liberals, and right before the Liberals started to fucking skyrocket in the polls, and literally everyone starts to have a rally around the flag effect for them, he rips up the exact deal and starts trashing the Liberals and hating on Mark Carney. Fucking cinema, dude. Genuinely, you could not time that worse. You could not run a worse fucking campaign if you tried to. For anyone who doesn't believe me right now, why don't you take a look at Jagmeet Singh's popularity? Can you guess where on this graph Singh ripped up the supply and confidence deal with the Liberals? Yeah. You can't fucking guess where that happened. That's my whole fucking point. Show anyone this graph and ask that question, they'll be like, yeah, it's right there. Like, I can't tell you how much of a generational fuck up this is. Jagmeet Singh has thrown away the greatest political opportunity in a lifetime. Jagmeet Singh just literally existing might be the biggest political missed opportunity since Donald Trump not starting his first speech after getting shot with "My fellow Americans, lend me your ear." That's how bad of a fuck up this is. And it's genuinely sad to see Jagmeet completely plummet in the polls. Not because I like Jagmeet. The only thing I kind of like about him is I've had this joke since the 9th grade where I go up to people and ask, hey, you know Jagmeet Singh? And then they'll go like, yeah, I do. And I'll be like, well, how would you like it if I jagged my meat across your lips? Now, but besides that, his comments on the Air India bombings are genuinely fucking disgusting. Fuck you, Jagmeet. No. The reason I'm sad is because I'm from Manitoba. Now every single commie in this country is gonna try and steal my fucking premier to run their shitty party. Fuck off, you hounds! Back, you feral wolves! His beautiful smile is mine, and it stays in Winnipeg! But jokes aside, Jagmeet Singh, according to polls, is staring down the barrel of the worst NDP performance since fucking ever, winning 0 seats and potentially tearing down an institution of a party that's existed since 1961 and a true example of what grassroots support and genuine passion for making people's lives better can fucking do. And what a complacent leader who has no cool new ideas except pressuring you to fucking donate can do to it.